Okay, good afternoon, guys. I'm going to just put on the chat function until class starts, which will be in about 4 minutes. I don't want to start before everybody's on. I know people are trying to get on, but there's a number of you there. I noticed some of you set yourself as away, which is awesome. Just remember to put yourself as here when you come back. You can also click on your name and put your hand down once you've joined the session. That's just so that lets me know. So Jasmine, you can put your hands down. Excellent. And put my hand down. All right. One of the things you might notice here, and I'm going to turn off my audio here for 4 minutes, is that I've asked you to make sure that you've got a pencil. Can you guys get a pencil, please, and a piece of paper so that if you have to do a calculation for math, you've got it. Thanks, guys. And thanks, I know some of you can't talk to me. I did leave the chat on, but I'm going to turn off the participant chat when you're done. Okay. Hi, Ethan. I'm going to turn off my time now. Thanks. Hi, Shama. Hi, Bailey. Hi, Neva. Hey, Zach, did you get your audio work this time? Want to try it? Hi, Nivea.
It works.
Oh, that's awesome. Go to Preferences, Stella. Go under Blackboard, it says Blackboard Collaborate on the very left at the top. Click on there, go to Preferences, and then you can change your name. Hi, Aubrey. Maybe I won't turn off my talk since I didn't want to chatter in. Nice to see as many people. What do you mean by text, Vienna? Can you talk? The only preference you want to go into if you're using preferences is just profile. So don't touch anything else because it'll probably mess you up.
Wait, so how can you change your name?
Oh, go under Blackboard Collaborate and go to Preferences. No, there was no homework in today's class. What we were doing was doing the work. So the work that you missed if you were away today was on page 105. So in your key question book, which I'm not sure, if you're in Mrs. Payton's room, this might be a little bit different. But your key question book, the key question was question number 8 on page 105. And then we worked in groups. Now some of the groups got 1 to 6, but everybody should have gotten 1 to 4 done in class on page 105. So that's what our objective was today. All right, well, if your textbook at home, Neela, that's great. Then you can just, if you were away today, you can just do that work and let me check. All right, so we're at about 3:58 here, 4 o'clock on my computer, so we'll wait 2 more minutes to start. Oh, that's okay, Neela. You've got an extra day if you're at school tomorrow. Yeah, you can try talking to see if your mic works. That's fine. Up to 6 if you can, but go quickly. Yeah.
Does this work? Yes.
Yeah.
It's working. Yeah.
Haley's is working. Okay, so Shama, you were away today too, so if you're back tomorrow, you can pick your textbook up then. But anybody that missed today's class, it is key question number 8 in your key question book on page 105. And the work in groups was 1 to 4 or 1 to 6, depending on whose class you were in and how much time there was, because there was some limited time today. All right, so for lots of the kids that were working with me, I collected your books, so I wanted you to show me. So a lot of people are saying that using the iPad is easier. What I found was that on my iPad 2, I wasn't able to get on. So it might be something that you can get into on a mini or a 3 or a 4. But I know my iPad 2 just said get lost. So if you've got an iPad, it is way easier to work on. So you might want to know that for next time, and you just use the same one. So I see there's lots of you here, which is excellent. You don't have to have your text. I don't know. Sometimes I write things and I think later, what the heck was I writing? All right, so today we're going to be working on decimals. All right, and this is really important because we're going to learn, first of all, how decimals are. Yeah, it works on iPod, Adriana. Sorry, I'm going to just stop for a second and just go quickly through the questions and see if there's anything here I need to answer before we start. changing your name, missing class, textbooks at home. Well, Stella, if you want to change your name next time that you sign in, so when you guys sign in, it could be that the sign-in that it shows is the name that you sign in under. So if you want to just put in Stella next time, then that'll be fine. You should know that this isn't going up on YouTube or anything, and if it is, then you should probably not be putting your email. We're going to try that later on. Right now it's just too many things, too much going on. So it's not going to go on YouTube yet, but by the time it goes onto YouTube, you don't need your textbook, guys. I just put that on. I don't know what was wrong with me. All right? So we're looking at a thousandths cube, which means that 1 equals 1,000 little cubes. Now you can have 1 equal anything, just like in fractions. You can have 1 equal 1 little cube. You can have 1 equal 10 cubes. You can have, which is a rod. You can have 1 equal 10 rods, which is 100. You can have a 1 equal 1,000. So this one, in this case, 1 is the 1,000 block. So we're going to model decimal 386. So in this case, for the 3, which one of these figures in figure 4, so there's the 1,000, 100, 10, and 1. So the 3, what is that modeled by? Anyone want to take a guess? I'm going to look up. I have to just move up to see who put their hand up. Stella, do you know? I don't know if Stella has. Do you have a voice, Stella? Oh, okay, Deanna, do you want to try? If you guys have got your hand up because it was when you came on, then you should put it down. Just click on it again. Click on the hand. Okay, Chantel's online. Good thing. Hello, Chantel. If that's the is that Chantel Kiss? Okay, good. So Chantel, you weren't here today, but you need to do key question number 8 on page 105 and questions 1 to 4 in your math book. All right. So I'll just go on from this. So each one of these blocks represents a different part of the decimal. Let's take a look at what that looks like. I'm going to move on to the next page. So modeling it using the blocks, the 100 flats would be your decimal 300. 0.08, the rods. 0.006 is the single pieces. Now that is because we're using decimal 386, we're using the 1,000 blocks. So that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to put that on a chart, and then you can get a good look at what it looks like. So what does it look like when we multiply 0.386 or decimal 386 by 2? Well, what that means is that we get 2 groups of everything. Everybody agree with me? 2 groups of everything. Put your thumb up if you agree with me. So what you're seeing here is decimal 386 times 2. So I'm seeing lots of thumbs going up. Anybody not agree with me? Oh, Lexi agrees. Lexi knows I'm smart. Good for you, Lexi. All right, so lots of hands going up. Stella's hands up. Emily, Chantel, William, Katie, Aubrey, Emily, Ellen, Erica, Nate, Alyssa, Stephen, and Nabil. You've all got your hands up, and I don't know if that was because of when you came into class. So if it is, just hit on your hand again. Okay, good. So I'm seeing lots of thumbs up. This is exactly what we would see if we multiplied decimal 386 by 2. So then we have to sort of put them together and decide when we've got enough for one of the other ones. So every one of the 10 single blocks down here, I'm going to use my pointer, every one of the 10 single blocks down here, here's one here, and here's here, every 10 of those makes a rod. Every 10 rods makes a flat. So in this case, we are going to see that some of them will have made a whole one of the next one. So let's take a look at what that looks like. I put them in a chart. All right. Combine and see what our answer is, and we're going to circle any 10s. We'll start with the singles to see if we can make any rods. Then we'll combine 10 rods to be a flat. Everybody with me so far? Excellent. So let's circle the groups that are moving up. So in the thousandths block here, how many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 of them. So I'm going to take my lasso. Now I have to find that. I'm not sure what I did with it. It's here somewhere. And I'm going to circle 10 of those. The reason I'm circling 10 of those is 10 of those equals 1/100th rod. I'm going to make a new one there. How many thousands am I left with? Can somebody answer that for me? Put your hand up. How many thousands am I left with, Aubrey? Deanna and William answered 2. Aubrey, do you have audio? Erica says 2. Stephen says 2. Okay, I'm getting more for 2, so I'm thinking you guys know that. There are 2 left over, so we've made one more 100th rod here. These are gone. So put a line through, it means I've already moved them up. You can see that because I drew, right here, I'm going to use my hand pointer. I drew one more there, and my hand pointer didn't come up. Hold on. There it is. I drew that extra one right there. Fabulous, wasn't it? All right, so let's move over to the hundreds column. Excellent job. So I see lots of people. Aubrey's audio is not working. That's a bummer. Sorry, Audrey. Now, I see lots of people had their hand up. That's great. Sarah, did you agree with us that it was 2 that were going to be left? Got to go to the bottom of my chat. No, that's all right. All right, so then we're going to move into the hundreds column. So how many of those have we got? Can someone count them and write it down into the chat for me? Okay, Zach, William, Neela, Erica, Ben, Alyssa, Aubrey. The question was, how many hundredths rods do we have? So I'm getting lots of the right answers. That's right. So I see that most people think 17. That's excellent. So how many of these is it going to take to make up a new block, a new 10th block? How many of the hundredths rods are we going to have to take? Oh, lots of right answers coming through again. Ben, Ellen, Shama, Neela, Jared, Carson, Stella, Zach, lots of people saying we have to take 10 of those away to make a new one. So I'm going to circle again, and you can see that I am fabulous at this, I tell you. And I'm going to circle them in yellow this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. And the reason I circled those in yellow was because they are going to go over here and represent a whole other block. Now I'm not going to draw the block in even actually very well by the looks of it. But you can just stretch your imagination and see that my new block there replaces all 10 of those there. I'm going to take my line and draw it right through them. Those are gone. How many are left now in my hundreds column? Can you guys count? Oh, Neela answered before I even asked. Neela, William, Chantel, Aubrey, Erica. Good. There's 7 left. And how many tenths do we have now? How many tenths do we have now? Lots of right answers coming through again. It ends up being the same answer as last time. It is 7. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the answer to my question, oops, somebody asked a question. Good, good, good. 7, lots of 7s. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, I'm going to draw a box here, 100%, 18 points here. There we go. So I'm going to have, starting at the right, because we know we have less than 10 each time, we have decimal, and then how many tenths? 7. How many hundredths? 7. And how many thousandths? Neela's fast on those, I'm telling you. Neela and Stephen, they got quick draw. Decimal 772, William had put that in earlier. You're absolutely right, guys. So what we should get when we multiply decimal 386 by 2 is decimal 772. So let's look on the next slide and see what we got. All right. So let's see if we get the same answer. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to put in a text box. I'm going to try and remember how to do that. It's been a few years since I've done this class. The class is this way, so it takes me a few minutes always to figure it out, but I will. All right. So we start here, and we always start on the right-hand side of the column. All right. So we're always going to start here. We're going to multiply 2 times 6, which is 12, says Neela. We're right. We're going to write down the 2. I'm going to get a pen. We're going to write down the 2 in black. have to change my color. It was on yellow, now it's 30, but we don't want that. Okay, so it's going to be 2. And then I'm going to carry 1 up here. And everybody knows that because they know it from their multiplication table before. Good. 16 plus 1 is the next one, which is 17. Excellent. Now, I'm going to carry 1. 3 times 2 is 6, and 1 is, Vanassy's got it, 7. Lots of you got 7. So 7, 7, 2. Now, here is the trick. There is a trick that you can use when you're doing decimal multiplication, as we can estimate, and we can use a memory trick. The total number of decimal places in the question is the same as the total number of places in the answer. So here we've got 1, 2, 3 decimal places. Is there a decimal in the 2? Yes or no? Lots of no's coming up. There's no decimal there. How many decimal places should be in our answer then? Lexi's got it. It's 3. That's exactly right. Lots of you got that. So what we're going to find then in this question is that, oops, I've got to get my pen. I'm going to put the decimal right here so that we've got 3 decimal places in our answer. All right? Now, if I go back a page, what did we get? We got decimal 772. That was using the hundreds blocks. And for some of you, if that worked for you, when you come into class next day and you're doing your multiplication, you are welcome to use the base 10 blocks to help you out. It's kind of like when we did fraction strips. Some of you absolutely despised the fraction strips, and some of you went, oh, that's my way of doing it. So I want you to feel comfortable knowing that we've got lots and lots of hundreds blocks in the room. So if you need those to just figure out, okay, this is how it's going to look, and then you can easily go back to the other one. The other thing is that for some of you, somebody hates them. Oh, a lot of people hated the fraction strips. I'm still getting about the poor fraction strips. I don't know. All right. So, all right. So we've got decimal 772 no matter which way we did the answer to this question. And in the straight multiplication, it's not like when we add and subtract. When we add and subtract decimals, we line up all our decimals very, very carefully, and then we make sure that we put the decimal in the answer at the same place it is in the addition questions. For multiplication and division, it is not like that. So you have to be very careful that you remember the rules. So the total number of decimal places in the question is always exactly the same as the total number of decimal places in the answer. This always works. All right? This always works. All right. So we're going to practice a little bit, and we'll do it both ways. So on your paper in front of you, one of your questions that I want to see for your math homework is, how much is it going to cost? Oh, sorry. How many liters of coffee are there in 3 extra large Tim Hortons coffees? Which always amazes me, because a liter, when you think, how many people know what a liter of milk looks like? How many people know what a liter of milk looks like? What does it look like, Aubrey? Good. Excellent. Most people know. So we're not talking about 4 liters. We're talking about 1 liter. So a 4-liter jug of milk is the big plastic one you put in your fridge. But the 1 liter is the tall, skinny one. Not the middle-sized skinny, not the little middle-sized cardboard one, but the smaller one. They're the same height, but it's skinnier. That's 1 liter. And it seems to me that if you're drinking that much coffee, you'd be pretty wired up. But let's take a look at how much there is in 1 cup. So in 1 cup, there are 7/10 and 500 liters of coffee. That should be enough coffee for your whole family for a day. Okay, so that's what one of them holds. Let's take a look at a place value chart and some tally marks. So I want you to think this through, and maybe just on your page right now, because we've still got 5 minutes left. How many liters would there be in 3 cups if this was how many liters in 1 cup? So just like when I'm going to just quickly go back. Remember, we moved everything up once we got to 10. So we got back here to this 750. This is what 1 looks like. So let's make a practice page that shows what 3 looks like. All right? So use a place value chart and some tally marks and figure out, you don't have to draw the tenths in the same way. What's that? Somebody just talked to me.
Would you like us to write these down?
Yeah. So the question that we're going to do is how much coffee is there in 3 extra large Tim Hortons coffees? So this is what you're going to end up. We're just going to use hash marks here. So I'm going to show you on here. So 1 is 7. Oh, I'm not doing very well with my drawing today. 3 would have 1. Here's my second cup. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is fair.
Yeah.
Do we have? Okay, so this question has to be in tomorrow. But do we have to do like the multiplication, or just can we like put 3 of the numbers and add them together? Or do you
I'd like you to try the multiplication because I know for some of you that's easy, the repeated addition, and you can do that for now. But eventually you're going to have to get to the place where you have to do the multiplication. Now, what happens if you don't know your facts? That's going to be really hard.
Okay.
Right? Can you understand why?
Yeah, I can understand.
So you're going to have to use it. But you know what I will do in class for my classes? I'll show you how to use a calculator. So not that you're just putting in the numbers and figuring it out, but how to use it to do them so that you do them the same way. 1, 2. I'm still drawing. Look at me. Oh, I'm awesome. 3, 4, 5. I'm not getting any sort of an award for my artwork this week. All right. So I've drawn 3 7s in this part, and I've drawn 3 5s in this part. So in the hundredths column, how many do we have? Yeah, it's kind of a mess. Aubrey writes 15 because and Neela, a bunch of people are writing 15. Exactly. So how many of them do we need to move up into the tenths column? How many of them do we need to move up into the tenths column? You can copy it on paper if you want, Nabil. 10, that's right. So I'm going to circle 10 of them. I know you're going to be fascinated by my absolutely fabulous work. Let me get my pen. And I'm going to circle 10 of them. 3, 6, 9, and I'm going to just go inside that. Oh, look at that. I managed it. I'm awesome. So there's 10, and they're gone. And they're gone because I'm going to put 1 up here. There we go. Now, how many are left over? 5. All right. So we're going to go up here, and we're going to count out 10s. How many of them are here all together now? Be careful. All together with the 1 I moved up. Excellent. Lots of 22s. How many of those am I going to be able to move up to the 1s column? 20, that's right. So I'm going to make 20. I'm going to count out 10 and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops, got to go around that one. I think that's 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's my 20. So these guys now have been moved up. So I've got 2 in my 1s column. All right. So how many liters in 3 cups? Who can tell me? Now we can just figure out what's left in our columns. Excellent. So I can see lots of people going 2.25. And that's right. We've got 2 left in the 1s. And we see that our decimal point is actually on the place value chart. 2.25. That's awesome. So using that method, or using the method where you go, oh, I did that already, where you go like this, where it was 0.75 times 3. I could do this better. I don't remember how to do this, actually, this part. Okay. 5 times 3 is what? Who can tell me what 5 times 3 is? Emily says 15. So I'm going to write down the 5, and I'm going to carry the 1. What is 7 times 3? 21. Excellent. And I have to carry my 1, so what's my total there? 22. Excellent. Now, remembering our little trick, how many places are in the how many places behind the decimal in the whole question? 2. So that's how many go in the answer. All right. So for homework, here is your homework, guys. So get your paper and write this down. You see I've got some questions there? Decimal 981 times 3. Decimal 46 times 4. Decimal 552 times 2. Decimal 384 times 3. You're going to choose 2 to do for homework. And I will let you do it either way. You can either copy, and I'm going to leave this up for a few minutes. And, I know some of you are ready to sign off, and that's great. I'm going to leave this up for a few minutes so that you remember what your chart looks like. So we've got hundreds, tens, ones, tenths, hundredths, thousands. All right? And I want you to decide, and what would go next to the thousands if I needed one here? Who can tell me? I'll answer that question in a second. Yeah?
Do we need to make the chart, or can we just do it like regularly multiplying it?
You can just regularly multiply. I'm just saying to you that some people will find the chart easier. So you can either do your questions doing straight multiplication like the question here, or you can do it like this, like we did before, right there. You can choose how you do that, all right? But you need to do 2 of them for homework. So 2 of those questions to show me that you've got it. If you're done and you have no questions, you can go off. Yeah?
Do we get extra credit for doing all 4?
No, but you will get extra brains.
Oh, okay, good.
And if there's zombies looking for you, there's going to be trouble because they'll be going like that.
That's all I needed to know.
What's that?
That's all I needed to know. Extra grade.
Oh, okay. Oh, you wanted just extra grades for just doing a couple questions? No.
Mrs. Farrer.
What?
If I do the extra questions, do I get to go to? Do I get an wait? I just died. Okay, wait. If you do
zombie days, well, you've got more brains.
If you do 4 questions, all the 4 questions, you don't get extra marks?
No.
Oh, why not?
What about a pizza party?
Yeah, what about the
right.
pizza party?
Exactly. That's just goofy.
We're already getting the pizza parties from the.
If you got extra grades for doing all 4 of them, you might as well be giving everybody extra grades.
Exactly.
Yeah, why didn't I get to go to the pizza party?
Yeah, William's logic makes sense all the time.
It does actually. William's a logical guy. Okay, but the reason that you can choose 2 and do them is just so I know you've done the class and that you've listened. And then if you're having troubles, it's no problem. So I had some people worried last time. They said, well, I didn't get it from the class, and what am I going to do? And I'm like, that's the idea, is that if you don't get it during the class as we're working through, then I can help you in class, because the people that did get it, they can just go off and work, and they're not going to be a problem. And there will be times when you get it, and there will be times when you don't get it. And that's fine, because now I'll have a little extra time for talking to you. Ben's wrong. Poor Ben. What's up? What are you guys talking about down there?
Anyway.
Oh, I missed the whole thing. Anyhow, so if you do all 4, you have to watch for zombies, so don't go out after dark, because you'll be so brainy that they'll know. The zombies can tell. Yeah. But honestly, guys, that's not much work. I just want to see that you know what you're doing. If you use a place value chart, make sure you draw it with a ruler or something, just so it's not such a mess. All right? Does that make sense? Is there anybody that has questions?
Yeah. What if you don't understand it and you need extra help? Do you go to you or Miss Payton?
You can, but the thing is, Nate, that we'll go over it in class, and then if you're still struggling, if you have questions, this is a good time to ask them, right? So it's just like normal. If I went and did, you can leave if you want to, guys. If I went and did a lesson in class and you didn't get it, oh, someone has a question. Yeah, you can leave. Who has a question?
Are we what's question number 2?
Well, there's 4 questions here. You have to do 2 of them to show me for homework.
Okay.
It's a
Okay, and you can either do it regular math like I showed you there, or I didn't put my decimal in there, by the way, guys. See, nobody told me. Jeez, it looks bad.
Put your decimal in.
I'm putting my decimal in right now. All right, there's my decimal, 2.25. because we had 2 places behind the decimal in the question and 2 in the answer. So what the answer is, if you drank 3 extra large Tim Hortons coffees, that's 2.25 liters of coffee, and you have a serious problem then.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're drinking 2, you've got way too much. Oh, can I kick you off? My mouse isn't working. Yes, I can. All right. So if you are done, you can leave. Otherwise, if you're copying things down, I'm going to stay on for a few minutes till everybody's gone. How do you leave? You go under Blackboard Collaborate at the top, and you go to File and Quit, or Blackboard Collaborate and Quit. So if you're on an Apple, it's Command Q.
Miss Bear,
Yeah?
how do you leave? How do you leave?
You go under where it says Blackboard Collaborate in the left. Click on there, and then at the bottom it'll say Quit Blackboard Collaborate, and then you'll be able to.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye, Erica. Bye, Jasmine. Nice. You already finished all 4 questions. So smarty. Nice, Aubrey. You're smart. Have a good night. Nice. Anybody have questions for me? You can ask on video. Aubrey, you can check them on a calculator to see if you're right. Liam, I can try and kick you off. Just wait. Remove participant. There you go. Bye, Liam. Anybody else need me to kick him off? Who said that? Nice, Annika. Check your answer on the calculator to see if you got them right. Somebody just coughed into the mic. Nice. So don't forget, you guys, before I can send out the recordings for the class, you've got to be off the room. So if you can, as soon as you're done, Aubrey, are you done? Aubrey, are you still there? Okay, I'm going to kick you off, Aubrey. Come back, Aubrey. Who is that? Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Emily. Excellent. You got your mic working, Annika. All right, well, if you don't have a question, Melissa, you can just sign off when I just go to Blackboard, Collaborate, and Quit. Oh, wait, I got it. Oh, did you? That's good, Annika. I'm glad you did it at your last school, so it'll be just a reminder for you. The lesson started at 4 o'clock. I never start till then. Bye, Annika. See you next time, Alyssa. And Cindy. Hey, Monica, with the class finished already, we went at, there we go.